Hey everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Crate, and we are working on Christmas time, and this is page 4 and page 5. These are going to be mirror images of each other, so I've kind of laid them out together. I'm going to set this aside, and then we're going to focus on page 4. So it's pretty simple. We've got a large flap and a pocket, and I'll give you those measurements. This is 6.5 by 8, 6.5 by 8. You're going to score a 1/2 inch on the 8-inch side. This is, let me double check, 4 by 9, 4 by 9, and you're going to score a 1/2 inch on 3 of the 4 sides. We're going to add the pocket to the right-hand side of page 4. Like so, and it's going to go right on the edge here, and I'm just looking to make sure it's trimmed down to fit. It looks good. Sorry, the fires in California are killing me. From my allergies are just terrible. The air quality's really something. Okay, now I'm gonna flip this over and make sure that I had it right side up, and I do. So the pocket is going to come in this way. Okay, there's our pocket, and then we have this large flap that's going to get installed on the opposite side. It looks good. Okay, looks good. All right, I gotta go check on my dog. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I've trimmed out this, and it's from the 8x8 collection pack. And it looks like I've got it trimmed right, but I did not ink it. So let's go ahead and do that. And these are going to be mirror images, so I'm using the same patterns. So the flap and pocket design is the same, and I'm also using the same patterns. Ooh, I got the hiccups. Oops, I need to stop. Stop. We're going to do this. I was going to put this down, but I'm going to wait because I am going to use a magnet here, so I need to do that first. I almost blew it. Okay, this is going to go inside like so, and it looks like I need to trim it down. This is also from the 8x8 collection pack, and it's a little longer than I need it. I don't want to put that much inside the pocket, so I'm going to trim off a little bit right around there. Let me double check that. Yep. Let's see. Yep, that looks good. Let's get some ink on it. Double check. I always like to keep checking to make sure that everything is going the right orientation, and it is. So we're ready to lay this down. It's not quite right. There we go. Okay, there we go. So that is in. We're not going to cover this. We can cover the top side, which is going to be this image. It looks like I need to trim it down about 1/8 of an inch and also ink it. Okay, that looks good. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now for, am I doing this right? I think, yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this, I'm going to mat and attach this ephemera card here, and the magnet's actually going to go behind the ephemera card. So when you lift the flap, it'll move together. And I'm going to do something a little different here, in that I'm only going to glue like these few sides, and I'm going to leave a little tuck spot so I can slip an ephemera card right behind it like so. So I'm going to create a pocket behind this ephemera card. So the first thing I want to do is mat this ephemera card, and I need to trim it down a little bit, both height and width. See how we did. Oops, my paper curled up on me, so I'll just hand trim that little bit. That's kind of strange. Okay, that looks good. So I'm gonna glue this down. Hey, sweetheart. I'm getting a cold nose on the elbow. All right, there we go. And then I think I want it to come over about this far, so I'm going to check and see how far over that is. Looks like about 1.5 inches. There's actually a magnet on the other side that's attracting it, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that, and we'll go ahead and place this, and then I can add the magnet to the back of that. Let me see if I can. Okay, now because I'm going to have this be a little pocket here, I'm going to shift, I think I want to shift this down just a little bit so there's a little more clearance here, like so. And then the last thing is, I'm really sorry, the smoke is killing me. I was going to just add this as just a little piece of interest. So I'm going to lay this in as well. And that looks good for everything. So I'm going to do a little mark over on this side. So I know to place my corner right here. I'm going to put this together. I need to trim it a little. Okay, let's see how this looks. Looks good. Hey Noah, are you back? You back to visit? Now it looks like I need to trim a little off the bottom, so I'm gonna lay it in my trimmer and cut a little bit of that off. Maybe a little more. Hey, what you doing, baby? Now I think I over trimmed it. Shoot. I think it'll be all right. Okay, so the plan is that. This, and then this will be a tuck spot. So I'm going to come in from the edge of the paper about 3/4 of an inch. And I think I'll do the same thing on the top. Yeah. So it's just going to go in right about there. So I'm just going to hold this in place while I get it tacked down. Let that dry. When it's kind of dry, I'm going to peel it up and add some more glue. Yep, it's coming together. So I'm going to flip this over, make sure I'm coming in. Yeah, I got plenty of space. So I know I need glue here and here. And I'm going to glue this side and down below. And I'm going to stop right here. So I'm going to put a band of glue here and some glue here. Okay. Okie doke. Now it's dry enough that I can add some glue here. Okay. Good, good. First we want to glue the bottom closed, and then we'll glue here, and then you can see this is where the pocket's going to be. Okay. Now I'm just going to use my ruler to make sure that this is going in straight. And that looks really good. So I'm just going to press that into place. Okay, and then now we're ready to add a magnet. If I can find, here it is. Find my tape. So I don't think I need a pair of magnets. I think one magnet's going to be fine, but we're going to test this a little bit. Okay, there we go. I'm going to add a piece of paper here and another piece of paper up here. And I'm testing to see if there's still plenty of attraction. So I can add this layer and a layer to hide the magnet, and it's still gonna have enough attraction. So I don't really need to add that second magnet on this page, which is kind of nice because sometimes we have to use more than two. And since I'm not, well, I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna add this paper first. And I've been going back and forth on this design. This is what the current plan is. That's an alternative. I haven't really used this pattern anywhere, but it just didn't seem to work. So I'm gonna cover it up again. Just didn't seem to work for me. I'm gonna go ahead and lay this in, then I'm gonna cover the magnet, then I'm gonna test it one more time before we lay the pocket cover down. Oh, I forgot to dry fit this. That wasn't very smart, and I need to trim it. So, I hate it when I do that. Okay, I think I'm all over the place. I didn't ink it either. Good grief. Got ahead of myself, sorry guys. So I'm definitely gonna have to add some more glue because I can feel it's drying. I love art glitter glue, but it does dry fast. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, now we need to trim out a piece of paper for here. This just happens to be a piece of scrap I have. Let's see if I got a big enough piece of the red to use, and I think I do. Yep, I like the red, this better. So okay, now we're ready to ink and lay this down. Oops. All right. Okay, let's test this one more time and see how it's doing now that I've got paper and tape and everything here. Yep, so I'm turning it upside down to see if it'll open on its own. It's not, so I feel comfortable just using that one magnet. Excuse me. Okay, so there is okay, it's looking good. Now I put it in this way, but where am I, the rest of my hair there? So this can go in either way, and I've got one side up and this is the flip side. So I'm actually going to put it on backwards so that you can pull this out and do a little journaling right on this card. And I actually like the way it looks both ways, so it's really just a matter of choice. You could also just leave this black and put a photo on the back if you want. I think it actually looks good every single way, so no matter what you do, it looks good. So that's the way I'm planning on doing it right now. There we go. So that looks nice, doesn't it? Okay. And then this is a pocket. So this is there's always two of everything. So this is the flip side. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use that, but I want to put it in here for now. And then we're going to close this, and it's just a nice simple page. And now we're going to do page 5. Same layout. So we're going to start by adding our pocket. And again, this is 4 by 9. 4 by 9. You're going to score a 1/2 inch on 3 of the 4 sides. Okay, and the pocket is going to go toward the spine, which in this case is the left-hand side of the page. There we go. And then we have this large flap, which is 6.5 by 8. You're going to score a 1/2 inch on the 6.5 inch side. Let's dry fit it. Okay, looks like it's right. Let's check that one more time. It looks good. There we go. Okay, we are going to use the reindeer here, and it needs to be trimmed. I'm curious if page, yep, it turns out that we get, we're probably going to be able to get away with just one magnet on this page as well, which is kind of nice. I'm going to slip this in, make sure it fits into the pocket before I add glue. I know it's gonna fit. I don't know why I'm having trouble. There it is. Okay, yep. Okay, so I mentioned it on the previous page, but this is from the 8x8 collection pack. Crooked. I don't think I'm getting enough glue on it. It's drying too fast, so I'm going to be heavy-handed this time. All right, sorry about that, guys, but like I said, it's drying too quick. So I just put more and just made sure I was very generous. Because I want it to slide into place. There we go, much better. Okay, I can trim this one down about 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Patterns and solids, I think I forgot to mention, this is from the 12x12. I think I say that, yeah, definitely. So there's the 8x8, which is a smaller scale. So it's from the 12x12 pattern, 8x8, 8x8, and then this is from the patterns and solids. All right, so this is the image that, or the ephemera card that I chose for this side. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna mat and mount this. We're gonna mount this and tuck it behind it, and then we're gonna create a tuck spot. for a piece of ephemera. So let's see how this looks first. I think I want to trim it down just a bit. Oh, what can I do for you, babe? Okay, let's see. This is just a piece of scrap, and I just like the way it looked against the black, so there's nothing magic there. You can choose a different color if you like, and it doesn't even have to be this size, but I will tell you what it is. This is 2.5 by 4, 2.5 by 4. But really, just lay something in and see how it looks. And that's what I did. And I also they just happen to be 4 inches wide. So that is also why it is this size. Okay. Now from doing this on the other page, I know I'm going to come in down 3/4 of an inch and in 3/4 of an inch, and I'm actually using my grid to help me with that, so that I'm trying to meet this line as the top line, and then I want to hit this to come in. So I'm just trying to get a visual on it. That's close enough. I'm going to go ahead and lay it down. Oops, that was pretty crooked. There, I straightened it up. Let's see. Okay, looks good. I'm happy with it. Okay, let's go ahead, set this aside, and we're going to get this mounted. So I need to trim it. This looks like I've already inked it. Let's see how this looks. Perfect. Now before we place this ephemera on the flap, I'm going to pull in page 4, and I just want to make sure I'm considering page 4 when I'm laying it down, see how it looks. So let's do that. I can go ahead and close my glue for a minute. It's drying so quickly. Okay, there we go. Set that aside. So here is page 5, here's page 4. And I think that looks good. Let's get that magnet back in here and see where it's going to land. Yeah, that's perfect. They don't have to be perfectly the same, and in fact, I think if they're a little different, it will look more interesting. So I'm actually going to raise this up a little higher. Oh no, I can't, because I'm using this as a tuck spot. So I do need to come back down. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think it's going to go about right there. There's that magnet. Okay, so I am coming over onto the pocket a little bit further, and I think it'll be fine. It doesn't need to look exactly the same. And I'm gonna come down a little further. Let's see if I can still make this work. Yeah, it does. Okay. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So I'm gonna draw that little, draw around the edge of the, ephemera here so I know where to lay it down. Okay, so there's my little markers. Now I'm going to flip the whole thing upside down so I know where to stop my glue. So I know I want a glue line here, here, and along here, and along here. Let's lay this in. So this is going to slip into the pocket like so. So I can do a little bit of glue here, not a whole lot. Okay, so there. Now we're ready to do that. Sorry, let's move this out of the way. Hi, babe. I'm getting all kinds of help from Nala. Okay, let's add a little more glue on the bottom. Okay, I'm looking for my corner. I'm going to lay it down, and then I'm going to quickly grab my Tim Holtz ruler and just make sure it's going in level. Shh. Oh, that's not nice. It needs to swing down. That looks good. Okay, now we're ready to add this magnet to the back. We'll need some tape. My husband just came and got Nala for me, which is very, very helpful. Okay, there we go. All right. And it's going to be very easy to mask that, but let's go see if we can find, I want to use this, so I'm trying to find a piece wide enough, which I may or may not have. Got lots of scraps, but I'm not sure I have any of the right size. All right, well, let's stop that for a second and let's go ahead and cover the pocket, which is trimmed and ready. Gosh, I forgot to check and make sure it was right side up. It is, but now's not the time to check, right? All right, there we go. That looks gorgeous. So the last thing we need to do is cover the back of this. And, well, it's not the last. It's coming close to the last. And then we need to I was planning on using this little deer here for this tuck spot. And again, it says Season's Greetings. So let's see. Does this fit? Yeah, let's go ahead and put this in. And then this is the flip side. Now this is the bottom and this is the top based on this, but I'm actually going to install it this way and make this the bottom and this the top. So when it's peeking out, you get to see these, the holly. And then also if you have any journaling, it'll be below the tuck spot. Isn't that pretty? I like it. I think it's fun. Okay, be careful when you're adding your glue not to make it too narrow for this. So do what I did, flip the whole thing over, get it roughly where you want it so you can see where to mark your glue here. and here, and then lay your card on top of it to make sure you don't make it too narrow. But you also want to have enough glue that that your ephemera card stays intact. I like this. I'm happy with this. So here is page 4 and page 5, and I'm covered with glue, so I might need to take a break and clean up. There's one more thing we got to do on page 5, and it's going to take me a few minutes to find the paper, and that is to cover the back side of the ephemera card. So it may take me a minute to locate something. There's tons of somethings. It may take me a minute to locate what I want, so I'm going to pause this. Okay, it took a little digging, but I found another scrap that's going to work right here, so it matches the other side. And then we are just about done with page 5. Okay, there we go. Yep, I just wanted to test it, make sure it was staying closed, and it is. It's a soft close, but it's closed, and that's all you need, I think. Yeah, so when you're turning the pages, the flap won't open onto the other page until you're ready. So that is in, and then, of course, we'll need to do some inserts. So for the time being, I'm just going to put a couple of these in here just to remind me that I've got to come back and do that. So that's the end of page 5, and here's page 4, and I think they both look lovely. This one has a little similar pattern too, so if you wanted to put that on backwards or upside down, you could. This one was easier because there's no words here, so it lent itself to being reversed. So just something to think about. There we go. And I think I'll do Season's Greeting. Will be up. Stop right there. Okay, that's it. Page 4, page 5. Looks good. Back soon.